Gurumurthy sir, good morning.
Good morning to all of you. Dear participants, good morning to all. This is the last day of our FDP program. On behalf of the department, on my own behalf, I welcome all the participants once again. I am Dr. M. Gurupandi, Department of Commerce, Alagappa University, Karaikudi. I am very happy to introduce our resource person, Dr. Vijay Chandran Pillai. He is the professor and former head Department of Commerce and Management Studies, University of Calicut, Calicut University, Kerala. He has more than 36 years of experience in teaching and 32 years of experience in research. His specialization is accounting and finance, human resource management and marketing. Totally 20 candidates completed their PhD under his able guidance and 7 candidates doing the PhD as well. He has completed 3 major projects sponsored by ICSSR and UGC. Sir has authored and edited 20 books and more than 235 research articles has been published in the leading journals and edited volume of books. He served as a resource person in both national and international seminars and conferences. More than 150 research papers has presented in the national and international conferences. He is the active member of various academic bodies, including advisory committee member of UGC, advisory committee to the School of Distance Education, Calicut University. He is the active member of Board of Studies member in various universities, including Alagappa University, University of Calicut, and various autonomous colleges which are surrounded in Kerala. Sir is the member of various professional bodies, especially All India Commerce Association, All India Accounting Association, and Institute of Management and Development Research. Dr. Vijay Chandran Pillai is the editorial board member of more than 5 journals. Sir acted as the resource person of HRDC, the Human Resource Development Center, Bharatdas University. He is the expert member of various interview boards of Kerala Public Service Commission, and also he served as the chairman of Research Advisory Committee for Mahatma Gandhi University, Kottayam, and Dr. APG Abdul Kalam Technological University, Trivandrum. Above all, his academic and research credential, Sir is the man of humanity, integrity, and mankind. Our department has close touch with him. We know his credential, we know his academic experience and expertise. So on behalf of the AACT ATAL, the Professor and Head Department of Commerce, Dr. Gurumurthy sir, my fellow colleagues, my dear participants, I welcome Dr. Vijay Chandran Pillai for this FDP. He is going to deliver the FDP on the topic of strategies for human resource excellence. Once again, I repeat the topic. His topic is strategies for human resource excellence. I welcome you, sir. You please continue the session. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you, Gurupandi, for your nice words about me. Most respected coordinator of this 5-day FDP program on leadership and excellence, Professor Dr. T.R. Gurumurthy, the professor and the head of the Department of Commerce of Alagappa University, the FDP director, Professor H. Gurumallesh Prabhu, the present registrar of Alagappa University, organizing secretaries of this 5-day FDP program, Dr. Ganapati, Dr. Gurupandi, other faculty members of the Department of Commerce, Dr. Vinayaga Murthy, Dr. Kanagavadi, Dr. Menaga, and my dear participants who have joined this online program from all over the country. A very warm good morning to all. At the outset, let me appreciate and congratulate the organizing team of this 5-day FDP on Leadership and Excellence with the support of AICTE Training and Learning Academic Scheme 2021 because of two reasons. Number one is for taking sincere initiatives in arranging a program in a very wonderful and meticulous style. Number two is regarding the selection of areas. Excellent areas have been selected. I also take this opportunity to extend my sincere thanks and gratitude to the members of the organizing committee of this FDP program for inviting me to this particular session. I understood from the brochure of the seminar that 12 sessions have already been completed, and this is the 13th session, and 2 more sessions have to be completed. Thus, a total of 15 sessions within a 5-day program. Really, this session is concerned with the strategies for HR excellence. Strategies for HR excellence. I think that most of the faculties who are attending this program are quite familiar with this particular area. Anyway, during my 36 years of career life, I have got an experience in the field of administration as head of the Department of Commerce and Management Studies, University of Calicut, Directorate of Self-Financing Courses, University of Calicut, as well as the Director and Coordinator of one of the management schools under University of Calicut for the last 10 years. So, in this presentation, definitely I would like to share my experience as an administrator besides an academician, as well as the primary data collected from expert HR professionals as well as employees in the service sector as part of a research work carried out by one of my research candidate for his PhD. In addition to this, I have consulted several experts in the field of HR in service sector as well as manufacturing sector, and conducted interviews and discussions with them with a view to collect valuable data and information for this purpose. Okay, let us start with this a very important quotings by a learned professor Albert Hubbard about the importance of HR. That is, one machine can do the work of 50 ordinary men. However, no machine can do the work of one extraordinary man. This indicates the significance of HR in the field of business. Nowadays, we experience very critical, very turbulent environment, very complex, very competitive environment in the field of business. So unless and until the management takes necessary steps to utilize effectively the talented section of this organization, no business can survive. No organization can fulfill its organizational dreams. So it is very, very important. That is why nowadays the role of HR manager has been increased very significantly. So let us see what is meant by human resource. Everybody knows. In the ordinary sense, human resource simply means the people involved in the organization. Everybody knows the people who work. The modern term is workforce in the organization. Workforce refers to human resources. But in addition to workforce, what is more important right now is the total of knowledge, abilities, skills, talents, and aptitude of the workforce in the organization. Mere presence is not important. What we require is their knowledge level, their ability, their skill, their talent, their aptitude. That is more important. Besides this knowledge, aptitude, we consider the values, ethics, and beliefs of the people who are associated with the organization. That also come under the purview of this HR. Similarly, the resourcefulness of the various categories of people who are working as well as available to the organization. Sometimes we are concerned with other people also who indirectly assist the business unit by way of consultancy services, advisory services. Their knowledge level also form part of HR. So remember, mere physical presence or physical appearance of the people are not the modern concept of HR. Now HR is considered as a human capital, just like business capital. We consider capital as a liability, and the proprietor's contribution to the business is treated as a liability. At the same time, it is an asset also, because while contributing money by a proprietor, business gets cash. Cash is coming into the firm. So that cash is an asset. At the same time, business is liable to pay that much money to the proprietor. That is why it is treated as a liability. Likewise, whenever we appoint a talented HR in an organization, it is a capital because they brings value to the organization. They are business assets. So we should be very sincere, very careful in utilizing these assets with a way to minimize the risk in connection with the human being or HR. And our main aim is just like maximization of return on investment, ROI. That is a modern concept of this HR, human capital, aiming at maximum return on investment. Let us see the role of HR in the organization. You have heard about the importance of finance. There is a proverb in financial management that finance is the lifeblood of business. Likewise, HR is the lifeblood of the organization. It is just equal to the finance. As in the case of business. Without finance, we cannot run a business unit. Without a human resource, we cannot work an organization. They always helps to secure maximum results. HR's main job is to ensure that business gets most out of the employees. Otherwise, there is no use. If we appoint a talented group in the organization, we aim at maximum or most out of these employees. Similarly, HR helps to develop strategic solutions. Who develops strategic solutions in the organization? That is very, very important. In the present era of competitiveness as well as complexness, who frames the strategic solutions? Otherwise, we cannot survive in the field. Definitely, HR managers are very, very sincere in developing various strategic solutions related to employment, which ultimately helps to meet the goal of the business unit. Another important point is governance of employees. Yesterday you have witnessed the corporate governance. Likewise, employee governance is also there. That means certain rules and regulations, certain procedures are involved in the functioning of organization, just like rules and regulations, procedures that have to be followed by the employees in an organization. Who cares this? Who is responsible for looking out the employees' governance? It is the HR department, HR management. Likewise, we have seen that the main aim behind the running of HR department is utilization of human being, talented group, with a view to achieve the organizational goal. Who performs this? Is HR. Nextly, HR helps to bridge the gap. Always we experience there is a gap between the performance of the HR as well as the organizational goals. Normally, it may not tally. Then who take initiative? Who is responsible? Who is the responsible person to bridge a gap between these organizational goals as well as employees' performance? Definitely HR. Then one more point I have developed from my own experience is HR helps to develop and implement the policies. Different policies are framed by HR. Why? Because we need policies for the behavior of the individual. Otherwise, we may not be able to achieve the objectives. Likewise, companies' behavior is also very important. Organizations' behavior is also very important for the employees' management. So, which department, which is responsible for this? Who is responsible for this? It is HR who frame apt policies and implement it with a view to control the people in the organization as well as manage the company in a very successful style. Now, I think that before entering into the main theme of strategies for HR excellence, how do we encourage the HR to excel their performance? What are all the strategies that everyone is to know in order to excel the HR group in the organization? But before that, it is highly inevitable to know the recent trends in the HR area, especially after the introduction of liberalization, privatization, and globalization. We have witnessed the situation of liberalization, privatization, and globalization from the early 90s onwards. We have witnessed a thorough or sea change in the field of HR after the liberalization process. So that should be considered very seriously, because our attempt to develop a strategy depends on the situation prevailing in the organization. So it is highly inevitable to know about the situation before the introduction of LPG, then what is the situation existing after the LPG space. Let us see the situation prevailed in our country in the field of HR before the introduction of LPG. I have identified 4 important points. Number 1 is dependent only on state and national level units. Prior to the introduction of this LPG, most HR depend only state level units, at the most national level, for our employment purposes. Secondly, we employed only local people, domestic people. Mobility was very limited in that period. When a company wants to appoint a person, normally they appoint only local people. They depend on local people for satisfying their employment requirements. Another point is more number of low-skilled jobs. high skilled jobs number was very limited. Most of the jobs employees require only minimum skilled. So most of the employees appointed during those days prior to the introduction of LPG was under the category of low skilled job. Similarly, you can see the former name of the present HR department was personnel department. At that time, they considered only some activities related with the human beings, minimum activities. So personnel department, the name of the department was personnel department, which functioned with a view to handle the affairs connected with the employees in the organization, which was known as personnel department, personnel management. Then one more point we have witnessed is no international perspective, no global perspective. I have already mentioned to you that the mobility was very limited. The business was confined to the national level only, no international perspective. This was a situation prevailed before the LPG phase. If you look at the changes that we have witnessed after the introduction of LPG, you can see a sea change in the field of HR. Let us see what are all the changes we have witnessed in the area of HR after LPG. Participants, please, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Number one is large population depends on multinational and foreign units. Now the situation has changed thoroughly. We have witnessed large population depends mostly on multinational and foreign units. You know, whenever we admit students for MBA program, we ask one question, that is, what is your ambition after completing this program? Definitely, everyone says that my ambition is join in a multinational or a foreign unit. This is a situation because of this LPG. Likewise, liberalized government policies led to diversification of employees, different categories with the cross-culture employees. We got employees from all over the globe. Definitely, we witnessed diversification with the different work culture, work habits. Different cross-culture we enjoyed because of this LPG. Thirdly, increase in the highly skilled and knowledge-based jobs. I have already mentioned to you that before the introduction of LPG, situation was low-skilled job. Most of the jobs were low-skilled, but now the situation has changed. High-skilled job and knowledge-based jobs are more. No company requires unskilled people, more unskilled people. Similarly, they select only knowledge-based people because their job is based on knowledge. Knowledgeable people are highly demanding right now. Then change in the organization system, management culture, philosophy. Because of the introduction of the diversified work culture, because of the competitive environment, because of the multinational form of business organization, definitely it led to the change in the organization system and the organizational culture, work philosophy. Everything has changed thoroughly. We witnessed multi-skill development programs. You know, we need a different type of skills to perform our duties excellently. So multi-skill development programs are nowadays common in every organization. Another important experience we witnessed because of this introduction of LPG is better educated workforce demand greater autonomy and discretion. You know, nowadays, knowledge-based people are very much demanding. Since they are knowledge-based people, they are well-educated people, they are better educated people, they demand more autonomy. They demand more discretion. Otherwise, they will not continue. Likewise, technological development require retraining and mid-career training for both employees, workers, and managers. Training has become a very common routine one because every day technology changes. Whenever a new version comes into force, definitely employees have to be familiarized with the system. How do we familiarize the employees with the new system? Only by way of training, by imparting training. So definitely frequent mid-training is possible, is necessary, not only for workers, not only for employees, but also for managers. Then workforce diversity, that is a very important change that we have witnessed after the introduction of LPG, workforce diversity. That means more number of women and weaker and downtrodden members of the society, lower categories of employees, lower categories of people have joined in the organization. That led to some creative values in the organization, which we couldn't experience earlier. So diversity of workforce was another important change we have witnessed after the introduction of LPG. Next point is mass customization. Now, everybody knows that there is a proverb that customer is the king in the market. Whatever function a manager performs, definitely it is meant for customer. Every organization aims at customize. Customer is the king. So more importance is given the customer oriented. Likewise, top management initiates creativeness or innovations with which improve the organizational effectiveness. Now I have already mentioned you that we experience a competition. We cannot see even a second without competition. How do we survive in the competitive or complex environment? Only by initiating innovative programs for the successful running of the organization. Now it is a order of the day. Similarly, another important change that we have witnessed is a pivotal role in board meeting. In the earlier period, HR people have no role in the decision making. What they did was simply obey the rules and the policies and programs followed by the board of directors. But now you can see a thorough change has witnessed. Now they play a very crucial role. The chief HR officer is invited by the board because without considering their opinion, no company can perform their activities. They serve as a chief advisor, as a business partner. Their role is very crucial because we have already seen that human resource is human capital. Unless we utilize the human capital, how do we earn the profit? How do we run the business unit very properly? It is not possible. So their role is an advisor. They are also plays a very crucial role in the board meeting. Now we witnessed new work ethics. Work ethics become a very important order of the day. Similarly, corporate downsizing. Companies are the size of the companies, corporates have been reduced according to the objectives of the business units. Then formation of the strategic HR management and the tailor-made policies for the benefit of the workforce. The former name of the HR management was personal department, personal management. Now, after the introduction of LPG, it is renamed as HR management. Now it is strategic HR management. Now it is HR management, strategic HR management. And they introduce some tailor-made policies with a view to increase the talents of the employees, with a view to manage the employees, with a view to develop the employees, with a view to orient the employees. So it is strategic HR management. Similarly, continuous improvement in the programs through the welfare of the employees, with a view to satisfy the customers of the organization. Another important incident we witnessed because of the LPG is decentralized work sites. Decentralized work sites. Even during the period of COVID, we have witnessed that is work from home. Most of the IT people are working under the system of work from home. Similarly, certain people may experience some family responsibility. For example, women may experience the problem of child care. Certain others may experience the problem of disability. In such a situation, what the companies will do? Companies will permit them to follow the system of work from home. This is one of the creativeness that we have witnessed in the field of HR. Similarly, introduction of employee wellness programs. Nowadays, every company is very particular to introduce some programs with a view to improve the wellness of the employees. That is yoga. Similarly, counseling. These are all very important for the healthy atmosphere in an organization. So the companies are thinking about this wellness programs. Then lastly, we witnessed the situation of family work-life balance. It is a new concept after the introduction of LPG. Now the employees are experiencing to manage the work situation with the family life. There may be imbalance. In most cases, most of the employees experience work-life imbalance. They are not in a position to manage their family life with their official life. They cannot go for proper work simultaneously, both the work and family life. So these are the situations we witnessed because of the introduction of this LPG. So it is very, very important that everyone should understand. HR managers, HR people should have a adequate knowledge on the situation that we experienced in the field of HR. Now, let us see what is HR strategy. Everybody knows that strategy related to HR. Strategy is a plan of action. Everyone has a strategy. Housewife has strategy, mother has strategy, father has strategy, teacher has strategy, student has strategy, employees have strategy, manager has strategy, everyone has strategy. What is a strategy? A group of actions. Overall plan of action relating to HR with a view to support the business activities with the ultimate aim of securing the vision of the organization, long-term aim of the organization. Definitely, every organization has their own goals, their own vision, their own mission. In order to achieve this mission or vision or goal, employees should be equipped, for which every company should have a plan of action, overall plan of action. So whatever plan of action they adopt, they follow, they implement, they develop with a view to manage the human capital with the ultimate aim of managing the business unit, with the ultimate aim of earning maximum return from the organization. Right now, HR strategy gives a direction for ELCM. It is a new concept, ELCM. That strategy is meant for fulfilling ELCM, employee life cycle management. It is a new concept. Just like in the case of marketing, we are seeing that business cycle. Here, employee life cycle management. Employee life cycle management is concerned with all the activities involved from the selection of the talented group till proper management of the talented groups in the organization with a view to achieve organizational success. Mainly, the ELCM is classified into three categories. Number one is talent acquisition. That comes under the first category, first job, talent acquisition. In the traditional form, it related to the recruitment, the selection, etc. Second comes the talent development. We need the development of the talented people, their talent development. We need the training, orientation, induction. In addition to that, talent management, that means revenue compensation, reward management is there, compensation management is there. The former name, wages and salary administration is there. In addition to that, employees compensation management, their career advancement is there. So all the activities related to this employee management come under the purview of this employee life cycle management, ELCM. Mainly three activities: talent management, talent acquisition, talent development, and talent management. So HR strategies are highly related with these three functions. In order to perform these three functions, namely talent acquisition, talent development, talent management, we have an overall plan with a view to run the organization very effectively and for achieving the overall goal. The entire overall plan of the organization in connection with the employee life cycle is treated as HR strategy. Let us see why companies are very particular to develop some HR strategies. What are the points which arise the need and importance of HR strategy? I have developed certain points. Number one is attraction, development, and retain talented groups in the organization. We have to attract talented groups to our organization. Mere attraction is not enough. Whenever we attract them to our organization, we are supposed to develop them and retain them. So how do we attract and develop and retain talented group to the organization? Because during the period of strategic HR management, we aim such only talented groups. I have already mentioned you that only knowledgeable people, skill-based people are necessary for the organization. How do we attract these people into the organization? Only by developing apt HR strategies, we will be able to fulfill this objective. Similarly, HR strategies are highly essential with a way to train the people for challenging roles. The work of the employee is challenging, changing day by day, even minute by minute. Why? Because of the competitive environment. When we think about the introduction of a new product, definitely that might have been introduced by our neighboring competitor 2 hours back. Then how do we survive? We should introduce some new product. How do we produce that product unless the employees are trained? Definitely, in order to perform the challenging role of the employee, they should be trained. Only through the HR strategy this is possible. Thirdly, develop skills and competencies. The employees need high skills. They need a competency to perform their duty properly. They need these competencies. How do we fulfill this objective? Only by developing apt strategies. Similarly, HR strategies are highly inevitable for promoting the team spirit, loyalty, and commitment. Team spirit, loyalty, and commitment are highly inevitable in an organization for the achievement or accomplishment of the organizational objectives. This is possible only by developing apt HR strategies. Then, for increasing the productivity of the organization, relation between input and output, as well as for earning maximum profits. If you want to increase the productivity, definitely the contribution of the human resource is very significant. If you want to increase the profit of the business unit, there also HR plays a crucial role. How this is possible? Only by developing good HR strategies, this is possible. Similarly, another essential requirement for the successful running of the business unit is satisfaction from both employees as well as customers. Job satisfaction from the perspective of employee and customer satisfaction from the side of the customers. How do we achieve these twin objectives really? Job satisfaction as well as customer satisfaction only by developing apt HR strategies. It is also essential a good communication system between the HR and employees, which enables the management to solve the issues related to the work in the workplace. Definitely, HR plays a very crucial role. HR specify the policies, programs, rules, regulations. What are all the programs and rules and regulations that every employee has to observe as long as they are working in an organization? So there is no room for this conflict if there is proper HR strategies. Another important point which I raised the need and importance of HR is public relations. You know, every organization needs to contact the public because one of the public is customers. We have to contact with the public, namely the customers, the suppliers, the government officials, the bureaucrats. We need to contact with the different categories of public. How do we perform the public relations very properly? Only through HR, proper functioning of HR. So unless we develop proper HR strategies, it is not possible to perform the function of public relations management. Surely good HR strategies helps to create a unique workplace culture also. Because workplace culture is very essential for the organization success. That workplace culture depends on our HR strategy. If we have very good strategies for the talented acquisition, talented development, talented management, surely there is no problem of work culture. Work culture will be very unique, very good. That will ultimately motivate the work organization. Lastly, organizational developments. Development of the organization. How do we achieve the organizational development unless we have very good HR chart? It is not possible. So organizational objectives, organizational progress and development, everything depends significantly upon the HR strategies. That is why HR strategies are very, very relevant. Okay, let us go to the next point of our discussion. You know, we have seen what is HR strategy, why we need HR strategy. One more point we have to examine is the pillars of a good HR strategy. In the case of a building, that the pillar is very important because the building is located under this pillar. So the strongness of the pillar is very important. Otherwise, the building will collapse. Whenever we frame a HR strategy, we should consider certain specific factors, some pillars. So what are all the factors or the pillars that every organization has to consider while framing the HR strategy? There are 5 pillars. Let us see one by one. Number 1 is, the first pillar is legal requirements. You know, whenever you frame a strategy related to HR in your organization, you have to consider the legal requirements with a view to ensure the protection of business as well as employees. We have to protect the business. How do we protect the business? Because there are established rules and regulations. No deviation is allowed. If you deviate from the rules and regulations, definitely that will adversely affect the working of the organization. We should be very careful while framing HR strategy. Likewise, whenever an employee joined in an organization, it is a duty of the organization to protect his service till his death. Even after the retirement of the employee, it is a duty of the organization to protect the life. There should be some established rules and regulations. In no case, your HR strategy should be against these. This is one of the pillars that every organization has to consider while framing this HR. Number 2 is better employee experience through engagement initiatives. Employee engagement is one of the new concepts. Earlier it was there, but nobody has noticed this as a serious concept. Now we should have very good position of employee engagement. It is very essential for every organization. Employee engagement is nothing but a workplace approach by which all the members of the organization are committed to the organization's goals and very particular in following the values. Similarly, they are motivated by the superior officers with a view to achieve success and adopt many measures for the well-being of the organization, so that the output of the employee will be more. So this is one of the technique every organization follows with a view to excel employee. But this factor should be considered very seriously. Employee should experience a very good engagement practice in the organization as long as they are working in the organization. This should be considered very seriously. They should cooperate with the policies of the organization. They should be motivated properly by the superior officers. They should always cooperate with the goals of the organization. They should have a very good experience in the organization. So better employee experience through engagement initiatives. This factor should be considered very seriously while framing an HR strategy. This is a second point, pillar that every organization has to keep in mind. The third point is performance management system. Everybody knows that the reward of the employee, the promotion of the employee, career advancement of the employee, everything depends upon the performance evaluation system. There should be a very good room for performance evaluation system in the HR strategy that we are going to develop. So another important pillar that every management experts consider while framing an HR strategy is there should be adequate room for very good provision of performance management system, because otherwise we may not be able to achieve the goal. Every employee works with the under the supervision of their superior officer. Whatever be the direction given by the superior officer, whatever be the action on the part of the employee, definitely all are working for organizational objectives, fulfillment of organizational objectives. How do we fulfill this? Definitely only by evaluating the employee's performance. Otherwise, no employee will get an opportunity to understand their weaknesses. So it is highly inept. Moreover, employees' career advancement, promotion, pay package normally depends significantly on these performance management system. That factor should be very serious while framing an HR strategy. Another important factor is career advancement programs. We have seen the talent development programs. Talented group, when as and when they joined in an organization, they need career advancement program. If a talented group joins in an organization, surely they aim at better career advancement. There should be provision for career advance. How do we perform? How do we provide career advancement for programs for the talented group in order to retain these group in the organization as well as for achieving the organization goal? Definitely that should be considered very seriously. There should be room for this HR strategy, in the HR strategy. Otherwise, what we will do, we will have the repetitive duty of hiring of employees from outside source. In certain cases, in case the management has no adequate room for career advancement program, the attrition rate of the employees will be very high. Every moment they have to think about the new recruitment, new training, new orientation, new development. This is not what we aim at. What we aim at, we expect only talented group. They should be retained properly. How do we retain them? Only by providing adequate room for career advancement programs. So while framing an HR strategy, we should think about in deep way about the career advancement programs. One more pillar that we have to consider is corporate image. Image of the corporate, image of the institution. That should be considered very seriously. In no case, whatever the strategy we follow, it will not affect seriously, it will not affect negatively the functioning of the organization. In case our strategy is against the performance of the organization, how do we sacrifice? Definitely we experience loss. We will be forced to close down our business units. This is not what we expect from the HR strategies. So I have already mentioned you that HR plays a pivotal role in the success of the organization. They are the lifeblood of the organization. Unless they are satisfied, unless we employ talented group, unless we make measures for the career advancement of the talented group, unless we adopt a proper performance management system, definitely it will be a serious problem as far as the corporate's image is concerned. Negatives will happen because of which ultimately corporate image will reduce. This is not what we expect. We expect the performance on the part of the HR groups to a significant extent. They should contribute for the welfare of the organization, for the progress of the organization. So corporate image should be considered while framing a HR strategy. These are the 5 pillars: legal requirements, better employee engagement experiences, performance management system, career advancement system, corporate image. Let us see what is HR excellence. Everybody knows excellence of HR with a view to excel the organization. No definition is needed. We need excellence on the part of the HR. HR is very important. HR plays a crucial role. So unless they are excellent, unless they excel properly, no organization can excel. So the excellence of the organization depends on the excellence of the HR. So HR excellence means improving the performance of the organization through the excellent performance of the people, for which we adopt many excellent strategies. So by the application of excellent strategies, by witnessing excellent performance of the individuals, we ultimately aim at excellent performance on the part of the institution. So HR excellence can be defined as improving the excellence of the employees or HR group of the organization with the ultimate aim of a significant contribution, good performance on the part of the organization. Let us see the main theme of our presentation. That is, what are all the best strategies for HR excellence? I have developed certain points mainly out of my experience while performing the administrative jobs in a service organization in university. I have already mentioned to you that besides, I have made some discussions with some experts in the field also, in the service sector. So I got very good information and data from them also, which motivated me to prepare this paper. Accordingly, I have classified the best HR strategies into 2 categories. Everyone knows that. The first category is strategy for improvement of the employees' skills or abilities. You know, if you want to get excellent performance on the side of the employee, definitely their skill or their ability should be improved. So what are all the skills? What are all the strategies that every organization should adopt to improve the skill of employees? This comes first category. The second category, mere skill improvement is not enough. No employee will work until and unless they are duly and properly motivated. They should have motivation from the side of the management, from the side of the superior, from the side of the peers, from the side of the subordinates. So motivation is also very important, for which we need some strategies. The second category comes the HR strategy for employee motivation. Let us see one by one under two guests. The first head is strategies for employees' abilities and skills. How do we improve the skill of employees or abilities of employees? There are certain specific strategies. First one is lead by example. This is applicable in the case of a classroom teacher. Whenever we go to the classroom for teaching purpose, the teacher should be a model. Teacher should enter the class in the right time itself. Teacher should prepare well the subjects in which he or she deals with. The teacher should be very particular in conducting assignment test paper as well as evaluating the purpose. Otherwise, how do we control the student? How do we promote the students for excellence? Not possible. Likewise, the management should be a model. They should attend the training. They should attend the seminars initially. Thereafter, they should motivate. They should support. They should inculcate the results of the to the employees. Definitely, the learning by the leader is very important tool for improving the skill of the employees. Because of the new information he gathered from the training program, the new knowledge he gathered from the seminar, that will be disseminated among the subordinate staffs. So, unless the management, unless the top people in the organization acquire knowledge and serves as a model, how can we improve the skill of employees? No. It is a proved one that if the top people, if the employees improve the skills, the management improve the skill by way of attending different creative programs, definitely they can motivate they can inculcate certain skills among the employees. In the case of a teacher at the higher level, teacher is supposed to attend certain refresher courses and orientation courses. Why this system is insisted by the UGC? Definitely, teacher needs some skills. Certain knowledge in the he or she has to update the knowledge level in the area in which she or he deals with. Otherwise, how can he teach the students? So, teacher should be very model. First of all, teacher should learn the subject by attending different type of refresher courses. Then impart the knowledge among the students. So, definitely the students' skill will improve. This is one of the best method. Number 2 is
mute your system. Loganathan sir, you mute your system.
Hello, Guru Pandi, can I continue?
Sir, continue, sir.
Okay. Second point is assess employees' understanding. Employees' understanding. The level of understanding of the employee varies significantly. Employees' knowledge level varies significantly, no doubt. Whenever we teach the 40 students, all the students may not be equal. The intellectual knowledge level, skill level varies significantly. Likewise, while dealing with the employees of the organization, it is the duty of the management to understand the level of knowledge on a particular area in which they are working. Only after identifying the knowledge level, the management has to develop the training curriculum, training syllabi. So how do we frame the training curriculum for the employees? Only after assessing employees' level of understanding. Definitely that will improve the skill of the employees. Suppose, at the time of introduction of the computerization has become on a large scale only after the 2000, especially 2000, or at the end of 90s. Prior to that, most of the companies, most of the banks, they adopt only the traditional form of functioning. Initially, we experienced many problems because certain people may not be able to cope up with the introduction of this computerization in the office procedure. So they have given adequate training, management provided adequate training to them. Now they are performing very well. Their knowledge level, they understood. So they provided adequate training. Likewise, whenever we develop our training, our curriculum for training, definitely we should assess the level of employees' understanding. Similarly, keep track of the employee performance. I have already mentioned the employee significantly differs. Certain employees may be very poor in certain areas. Likewise, whenever a teacher teaches different subjects, certain students may be very poor in literature. Certain students may be very poor in mathematics. Likewise, employees may not be equal in faring in various jobs. So we should identify the area where the employee's performance is poor. Accordingly, we should develop or we should arrange a training facility. Definitely their skill will improve. Suppose a person working in an office with the traditional mode has a feeling that it is not possible to perform the duties with the help of modernization, the computerization. In such a situation, how do we change his attitude? Only by providing the training to that employee in the area of modernization. Then after understanding the importance, advantages, the technicalities of that system, modus operandi of that system, definitely he will be a satisfied employee. He will be an excellent employee. His skill will improve, definitely, no doubt. Likewise, diverse job-based training program, which is known as upskilling. Skill is there. Skill again has to improve. We have to improve the skills of the employees on various jobs. Clerical job may be in a horizontal level, maybe number of jobs. Employee has to perform different type of jobs. How do the employee performs different type of jobs? For which they need skill in performing various jobs. So what we have to do is, we have to impart a training facility for improvement, skill enhancement, skill improvement for various level of activities. This is one important strategy that every employer has to follow to excel the employee excellence. Another point is mentoring. It's common in every organization. Mentor. Father may be a mentor, mother may be a mentor, teacher may be a mentor, research guide may be a mentor. Likewise, the superior officer should be a mentor. Sometimes employees may be very irregular. They may not cooperate with the rules and regulations of the organization. They may be ignorant. They may be reluctant in obeying the rules and regulations. As and when we join to an organization, every employee is supposed to obey the rules and regulations of that organization. Every employee is supposed to obey the orders of the superior officer. He has to follow certain rules. He has to follow discipline. Definitely, the superior officer can take initiative to inculcate some skills among the subordinates with a view to improve the personal as well as professional skills. We need a personal skill. We need professional skills. How do we increase the personal skill, professional skill? Surely mentoring plays a very crucial role. If a superior officer is very sincere in inculcating very innovative skills among his subordinates, definitely the personality, personal skill as well as professional skill of the employees will enhance, no doubt. Another important strategy for skill development of the employees is give positive feedback. I am borrowing one word from Westerners. Westerners always use the word thank you, thank you, thank you. All the best, all the best. Why they use these words frequently? It is an example of giving positive feedback. Indians now we are using, but very rarely we used these words in the earlier periods. Suppose you asked the students to submit the assignment within 2 days. Suppose one student has prepared the assignment very well and he submitted the assignment before you. In front of him, you verified the assignment and you found the assignment is excellent or exemplary. Definitely, you should give a positive feedback right now, immediately. If so, surely it will be a apt strategy for improving his skill. It will motivate, his morale will improve. Likewise, whenever an employee performs a job very properly, you should recognize, you should praise his progress of work. So you should monitor the employee's work very regularly. And if you feel that the performance employee is very satisfactory and it is up to the mark or above mark, it should be appreciated by giving a positive feedback immediately. Your performance is exemplary. Thank you very much for your performance. All the best. If you use these words, surely his skill will improve. No, because he is a motivated employee now. Definitely that will help him to increase his skill level. Another tool for increasing the skill level of employees is job rotations or task rotations. That is why employees are frequently shifted from one place to another, one job to another. When a particular employee is posted to a particular section, employees are shifted regularly from one job to another. Have you ever think about why the reason is that? What is the reason behind this? Surely it is one of the measures adopted by the organization for skill improvement. Different jobs are there. For example, in civil service people, when a civil servant is appointed, he will get an opportunity to serve at least 20 or 25 institutions in his 30-35 years of career life. Why? Because they are excellent people. The government utilizes their excellent skills from various departments, through various departments. Likewise, in every section, every center, there are different sections. In the university system, there are 6 sections. Section number 1 is general administration. Number 2 is planning and development. Number 3 is finance. Number 4 is examination. Number 5 is distance education. One more section. Number 6 is teaching and research departments. These are the 6 sections in a university system. In all the 6 sections, particular cadre employees are functioning. Employees may be transferred from examination weeks to finance week, examination week to teaching department, from teaching department to distance education department, from distance education department to general administration week. Why they are shifted frequently? It is only with a way to acquire knowledge from various jobs and to improve their skills. Suppose if a particular person is allowed to remain in a particular seat where he is joined till his retirement, the employee will not get any opportunity to enhance his skills. So this is one of the important techniques every organization follow to increase the skill of employees. Another one is freedom to be creative. That is also a very innovative technique that every organization follows. Employees are free to think. Employees are given the freedom or privilege of giving some creative idea with a way to achieve the goals. Sometimes certain employees are very sincere. They might have acquired certain high level of experience. Out of the experience, surely they might have very good creative idea in their minds. Unless they are permitted to reveal their idea, they will not reveal. They will obey the rules of the organization. They will obey the orders of superior only. What they are doing, what they are asked to do. In case an employee gets a freedom to be creative, that is, think freely and develop a creative idea and present the idea before the elite audiences of the meeting organized by the company, surely that will enhance the skill level of employees. Nowadays, it is one of the creative method adopted. Employees are free to develop some creative idea. Whenever a finance minister think about the budget, think about the scheme of reducing the financial expenses of the organization. They will conduct a meeting, convene a meeting of all the segments of the organization in the government departments. Why they convene the meeting? Surely they will collect their opinion regarding how to control the expenditure side of the government. How the amount can be utilized for genuine purposes. Surely every employee, out of their experience, they may have very creative idea. If these ideas are gathered and employees are given freedom, surely that will motivate, that will improve the skill level of the employee. Similarly, 3-degree performance review. I think that there is no need of explanation. Everybody knows. A cross-section of the stakeholders of the society shall be taken. The opinion of the feedback, the opinion of the employee, of a particular employee, is collected from a cross-section of stakeholders like subordinate staff, peer staff, superior staff, similarly the members of the team, similarly external parties are collected. Then thereby they assess the skill of the employee. Suppose they feel that a particular employee is very poor. For example, communication skill is very important. Suppose the company gets orders from various countries, various states. Suppose when a particular supplier contacts with the concerned employee in an organization, they are not fluent in speaking English. How can they communicate the idea? For which they have to give some skill to enhance their language or communication skill, for which they need training. Likewise, every angle we consider, every opinion about the various opinion on their particular employee from various angles are considered. Based on that, we develop the skills. These are all the techniques for the development of the skill of employees. Okay, because of time constraints, I have time only for 1.5 hours. So nearly 5-6 minutes more. So for the remaining part, I will cut short my explanation. Okay, now we have discussed the skills, skill improvement from HR strategies for the improvement of skill of the employees. I have already mentioned to you that there are 2 strategies. One is skill improvement of the employee. Number 2 is motivation of the employee. Mere skill improvement is not enough. They should be motivated properly. How do we motivate the employee? What are all the strategies we have to follow to motivate the employees? Let us see one by one. There are some points which I have developed. Number 1 is assigning a challenging job. A very good strategy for motivating the people is we should identify certain person, and you identify a particular person that he is fit for doing a job. That work is assigned to him. Definitely he will perform the duty. He has a proud that yes, company has company understood by this my skill and talents. Therefore, company has given that job to me. So I am very satisfied. Definitely that will be a motivation. Second one is promotion and career development. It is a duty of the organization to ensure that there is proper career mobility and opportunity of the employee to better themselves. Every employee expects some promotion in their career life. Otherwise, they will not be satisfied. A satisfied employee will be a good motivator. So, there should be adequate room for promotion and career development programs. If so, surely employees will be motivated. The third one is compliment your staff regularly for their accomplishments. Whenever a particular employee secures something for the benefit of the organization, it should be accomplished. It should be congratulated. It should be complimented. Suppose a person has well done his job. You just immediately pass a comment that, yes, you have done very well. Special congratulations to you. That is a motivation for him. No monetary involvement is there, but he is motivated. Likewise, empowering your staff through and eliminate micromanagement. You know, employee empowerment is a new concept. The employee empowerment concept is very common nowadays. You know, employees are given some freedom. They are giving a degree of autonomy to a certain extent. Permitted to take certain decisions in their routine day-to-day life. If so, they will be more motivated because they need not wait for orders from his superior officer. They alone can take decision. They alone have some autonomy and decision-making power. This type of situation is known as empowerment of employee. This is one of the motivating method in every org. That is why, you know, in every organization, every section has some duties. Powers are delegated to them. Similarly, elimination of micromanagement. Micromanagement is nothing. It is known as excess control by superior officer to the subordinates. You know, if a particular employee is supervised by a superior officer in all respects, very closely watches, very closely control, excessive supervision is over him, surely he will not be a motivator. He needs freedom to work. In case the superior officer control in every respect, he will not be a satisfied employee. It will not be motivated. So avoid the micromanagement system. This is one of the technique, strategy. Another strategy is job security and satisfaction. No need of explanation. We need job security. You know, in the case of a concern where permanent appointment is given, surely employee job security is there. They are more satisfied. Similarly, job satisfaction is also there. Then cordial employer-employee relationship. Management employer-employee relationship is there. No conflict. There should be cordial. Then recognize and reward for organizational achievement. You know, if you feel that a particular employee has performed very well and that led to the success of the organization, suppose due to the dedication of a particular employee, we have secured a bulk order from a particular country. That should be appreciated. A meeting will be convened and before the elite audiences, it should be recognized and you should be given a reward. Monetary or non-monetary, it should be a motivator. Similarly, transparent and unambiguous and regular communications. Whatever matter you have to communicate, it should be communicated frequently. It should be very clear. It should be transparent. Then job enrichment, need not explain, everybody knows. Enrichment means job has to become more challenging. So employee needs more skill, more development. You know, I remember I was a teacher 36 years back. At that time, no UGC scheme. Our salary was very meager. Our duty was confined to only teaching, simply learning, teaching, simply copying some matter from the books and presenting before the students. But now, after the introduction of UGC scheme with effect from 1/1/1986, we witnessed the scheme of the strategy of job enrichment. The teachers' job, higher level teachers' job was enriched. Their pay packages increased. Their duties and responsibilities have increased. Many schemes have been increased to update their skills and knowledge. Thereafter, we have witnessed the pay package increased. Then responsibilities of the duties of the teachers have increased. They have to attend some refresher courses. They have to publish certain purpose. They have to present the purpose in the seminars. So automatically their skill, everything has increased. This is one of the best example of job enrichment. This is a motivation for teachers. Likewise, certain jobs may be enriched, for which many employees are coming into that job. So automatically it will motivate the employees. Similarly, job enlargement. Enlargement means adding more additional activities in the same level. That is horizontal loading of job. Same job, but many jobs. For example, in a bank, clerical cadre involves the job of receiving cash, paying cash, correspondence, letter drafting, like that many activities. If a particular employee is assigned to a particular job only from the beginning till the end, it will not be a motivator. So they should be they should have an opportunity to give more jobs in the same cadre. That is what job enlargement. Similarly, we have seen that work-life balance. Now we experience the problem work-life imbalance. Employees experience the problem of managing their work with the family. So how do we solve the problem? What are all the strategies that every organization can follow? Now they adopt a comfortable location for employees. That is why banks provide a transfer to the employees to nearby area where they are residing. Similarly, accommodation facility, nearby accommodation, nearby bank. If they are providing accommodation, it will be very near to the office. Similarly, organizational transportation facilities, then medical facility for the benefit of children of the employee, crush facility, on-site summer camps. This is for the benefit. These are all important schemes or strategies that every management has to do for the benefit of the employee, for the enhancement of the employee's motivation. Similarly, healthy and happy work environment. An employee will be more satisfied only if they feel that they enjoy healthy and happy work environment, for which definitely it is necessary to ensure that all the statutory norms for the welfare and health of the employee should be applied, should be ensured, should be adhered. There are certain norms every company is supposed to obey. So that definitely that will motivate the employee. Similarly, if you provide a machinery or computer to the employee, you should ensure whether the computer is very correct, is updated, whether it is the modern version of the computer has been given to the employee, if adequate training has been given to the employee. If so, they are transferred. So they will experience a healthy environment. Another strategy is open book management, OBM style. In the OBM style, it is a very creative, innovative strategy followed by certain companies, certain service organizations. What they are doing through the OBM system, they collect information and they share information about the company. About the company's policy, about the company's objectives, about the new clients, about the volume of sales, about the contracts. Company will disclose all the matter before the employees. Thereafter, they will conduct, employees will have their own idea from their brainstorming. Surely, that will be very, very useful for the healthy progress of the company. Not only that, it will be a motivation as far as the employees are concerned. So brainstorming, similarly open discussion with all the employees about the entire programs, policies of the company. Updates, it may not be possible. If possible, you have to discuss with the existing employees so that they have their own idea from their brain. That will also motivate the employees. Similarly, performance-based bonus and incentives. No need of explanation. Every bonus, every incentives, every company pays. If it is limited based on the performance, strictly based on, definitely employees' motivation will be there. Otherwise, suppose if a particular employee is very well, if a particular not well, both are getting same bonus. So definitely there will be a dissatisfaction, no motivation. Similarly, fair evaluation system. How do we implement a fair evaluation? What are all the strategies necessary? Surely self-rating is one of the methods. Employee should self-rate whether he is performing well. Similarly, every superior officer is responsible for, is authorized, is the correct person for evaluating the work of the employee at frequent interval. If so, surely it will be very nice. Similarly, information sharing system, just like this open book management system. Another system is information sharing system. When an employee is given an opportunity to attend a training program, after completing the training program, every employee is supposed to disseminate or discuss the information or the skill he has gathered in the training program before the friends, colleagues, before his fellow colleagues, so that will be motivation. Information sharing system should be implemented. That is another important strategy. Another strategy is open house discussion and feedback mechanism. Everybody knows that employees are one of the best sources of information out of their experience. So if we arrange open house discussions, surely we will get some information. That will be useful. Not only that, it will motivate the employees also. Then suggestion boxes. Similarly, information capture tools like critical incident diaries may be maintained. That critical diary involves the maintaining some information regarding the critical events according to the insurance in the institution. So definitely employees have their own idea. If they write all these points and if we include all these points in the running of the business unit, organizations, the result will be positive. Definitely that will lead to the a positive motivation on the part of employees also. Similarly, another point is highlight outstanding performers, just like the student who secure rank in the examination. We conduct a meeting and we give cash certificate or cash or certificates for the outstanding performance. Likewise, whenever a particular employee performs very well, that outstanding performance should be considered very seriously. What we have to do is we have to publish it through the company's internet or through display board. Then definitely that will motivate the employee. Other employees also. It is one of the motivation methods. Highlight outstanding performance. Then last point, reward through organizational ceremonies. You know, mere providing mere award is not enough. You know, suppose a particular employee performed very well, he has witnessed a very good performance. If you want to motivate him and others, what we have to do is we have to convene an organizational meeting, not public meeting. Organizational meeting included by including the entire employees of the organization. Then you congratulate. In the particular ceremony, you organize a ceremony in which you congratulate and publicize about the achievement made by him. That will be very worthy. There is a proverb that giving a check of sizable amount is less significant than appraising the excellent performer by all the members in an organizational meeting. Suppose you convene a meeting, in the meeting you are giving a cross check of sizable amount. Employee will be satisfied, but the satisfaction that he get by appraising his excellent performance in a public meeting, by giving a big hand on the part of all the employees, will be far, far high. So it is a proved one. So this is one of the best strategies for motivating this employee. These are all the best strategies for motivation of these employees. So now we have discussed the strategies for enhancing the employees' ability and skill, strategies for motivating the employees. Surely. So in a concluding remark, I would like to say something about this. This is, you know, in every organization, the HR strategies are highly innovative. It should be seriously considered. While framing HR strategy, we should consider all the 5 pillars very seriously. Similarly, we should arrange all the strategies very properly. Then only the employees' cooperation will be there. Only through employees' cooperation and sincerity, you will be able to achieve success. So the overall success of the organization significantly depends on the HR strategies framed by the HR department. Now the role of HR department is very, very significant and very pivotal, very important in very crucial in every organization. That should be considered very seriously. Okay, participants, because of time constraints, I have completed very quickly. If you feel any clarification on any points, please raise your queries. Please. Participant.
You please ask your doubts or clarify your doubts with our respected resource person. This is the time for interaction.
Hello. Hello.
Because of time constraints, you please.
Hello.
Okay, please.
Yes, sir. Namaskar, sir. Very nice information. Can you please share the PPT, sir? It's much more useful, sir, to understand.
Sure.
We need this.
You introduce yourself. Please introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name is Dr. Ashok Behra. I am from DIT University, Dehradun.
Where? From which state?
DIT University, Dehradun, Uttarakhand.
Okay. Please.
So, can you repeat this 5 points, sir? I'm interested, sir.
Five pillars.
Yeah, 5 pillars. Can you in brief?
Legal requirements. Okay. Employee engagement, career advancement schemes, performance evaluation system, and corporate image. These are all the 5 points.
Sir, does it mean that engagement mean in which term you are saying? Because if a teacher is there, so his duty is teaching, right? Not only teaching. Nowadays, UGC said that he must have to do the teaching as well as your research. You have to take all the things. But if the academic work would be much more, then how to deal in that case? So how to handle that all the things? Can you, because you are a good expertise. So can you suggest in that, mean if you will be in different team like NPTEL team, if you will be in some arranging placement committee, so how could you manage the meetings? How could you manage, because I'm a fresher, so I want to know this from you. Can you please help?
Surely, your name is Ashok Bagra, eh?
Yeah.
Ashok Bagra, a teacher is a good HR manager. Our customers are students. Just like an HR manager in an organization, we are dealing with the customers. If we apply all these strategies, definitely that will motivate the skill of employee, as well as it will motivate them to do their work very properly. Only by motivating the students, our result will be better. You know, what is the role of education institution? To motivate the student community. The teacher is a motivator. Besides imparting knowledge, teacher should be a very motivator. We should understand. In addition to that, the management should do certain activities. Or, for example, government has introduced a UGC scheme for the benefit of the university teachers and college teachers for enriching their job. So this is practically applicable to the teaching profession also, no doubt. We are all good HR managers. We are always dealing with HR, human resources, with the varied type of skill, knowledge, similarly initiative, aptitude, attitude, etc., etc. No doubt. Okay, any more questions, please?
Sir, good morning, sir.
Good morning. You introduce
Sir, can
yourself.
you hear me, sir? Yeah, this is Karthikeyan.
Yeah, sure. Your name, Karthikeyan. You are from?
Yeah, I'm from PSR Polytechnic, Rajapalayam, sir.
Rajapalayam. Oh, I know. Yeah. That is in Tirunelveli. Okay, tell me.
Virudhunagar district, sir.
Virudhunagar. I know.
Yes, sir. That was a wonderful. Virudhunagar district, sir. Virudhunagar district. That was a wonderful session and inspiring session also, sir. And I learned the strategies to motivate. To motivate people.
Thank you.
Just now you were telling. Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Just now you were telling that these strategies can be.
Okay, thank
you. For you, sir.
Okay.
Despite adopting all these strategies, if some of our students are not able to motivate themselves or are being motivated by others, what else can be done, sir?
In addition to this, sir.
Sir?
You know, some students are very studious. In the case of students, need not have any financial support. If possible, you can extend the financial support. You can give some textbooks.
That also we are
doing. Some students, because of poor financial condition, they are very reluctant to join for classes or coming into the classroom. They may not have sufficient books. So you identify which area they need motivation. So financial motivation is very.
Normally, I adopt one strategy, sir.
Which strategy?
Yeah. Now normally I tell them at least one story.
Not clear.
One of my classes. Definitely, I will be telling a story, either at the beginning of the class. Most of the students. Yes, sir. Can you hear my voice, sir? Can you hear my voice?
Thank you.
One is the financial conditions. We have been assisting. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sure.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, participants. This is the time for vote of thanks. Thank you, Professor Vijaychandra Blay, sir.
Okay.
I hope he has covered the many aspects of human resource excellence, and he has clarified the doubts raised by the participants. On behalf of the Professor and Head, Dr. Gurumurthy, sir, my fellow teachers, and my dear participants, I record my sincere thanks to Dr. Vijaychandra Blay. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Dear participants, the next session will start at 11:50. We have another 5 minutes break. Please come into link after 5 minutes break. Thank you, Vijaychandra Blay, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for your nice cooperation. Because all the participants are very sincere in cooperating with me. So your patient listening, I am highly appreciative.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Wish you all success.
Dear participant, you please come into link after 5 minutes.
Thank you, sir.
It will start.
Thank you, sir. Ganapati, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.